Merry Christmas and welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to be checking out what would happen if the NHL playoffs started today in NHL 22. This is the perfect time to do it because, as you know in real life, the NHL is currently on pause with the COVID outbreak. So I've gone ahead, I've created the bracket of the teams that would be in the playoffs if the playoffs did start today. We'll start on the left-hand side, the Western Conference. We got the Colorado Avalanche taking on the Vegas Golden Knights. I believe that's the first seed Colorado Avalanche. The second one will be the Nashville Predators taking on the St. Louis Blues. Then we got the Anaheim Mighty Ducks, who is a shocker for me, in against the Calgary Flames. But the Ducks have had a good year. Very, very, very proud of them. They're beasts this year. And then finally, the Edmonton Oilers taking on the Minnesota Wild. On the eastern side, we got the Detroit Red Wings, who I was very shocked that they're in a playoff spot, but kudos to them. Lucas Raymond, Cedar, all the boys, Dylan Larkin, they're really going. But they got a tough round one matchup as they match up against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Next up, we got the Washington Capitals taking on the New York Rangers, which would be a really good series. I remember watching when Lundqvist was on the Rangers, the Caps versus the Rangers series were always so tight, and honestly the Rangers got the best of them a lot, but this Caps team, they're for real. They are definitely a Stanley Cup contender in my opinion. Then we got the Florida Panthers versus the Toronto Maple Leafs, everyone's favorite team, the Leafs. Can they finally get past that first round here? And then finally, the Carolina Hurricanes versus Sidney Crosby and the Pittsburgh Penguins. With round one in the books, we got the series were actually very tight, especially on that left side of the bracket. 3 game 7s on the right side, a little bit easier. But we'll start with the Colorado Avalanche, who take down the Vegas Golden Knights in 7 games. They were down 3-1 in that series, so they do bounce back. Nashville takes down the Blues, so they will meet with the Colorado Avalanche in round number 2. And then on the lower side of the bracket, we got the Anaheim Ducks advancing to round number 2 as they distinguish the Flames in 6 games. And then finally the Edmonton Oilers, finally the Edmonton Oilers come back from a 3-0 hole versus the Minnesota Wild and win 4 straight as they will now meet the Anaheim Ducks in the conference semifinals. So we got Anaheim versus Edmonton and then Colorado versus Nashville. On the right side of the bracket, as expected, Tampa Bay really takes care of on the right side of the bracket, as expected, Tampa Bay takes care of the Detroit Red Wings in 5 games for a 4-1 series win. Washington takes down the New York Rangers in 7 games, which was, I'm assuming, a grueling series for both ways. They will meet the Tampa Bay Lightning in the conference semifinals. And for once, the Toronto Maple Leafs have finally made it past that first line as they take down the Florida Panthers in an impressive 5 games. And then Pittsburgh takes down Carolina in 6 to set the stage to play the Toronto Maple Leafs in round number 2. Round 2 now in the books as well, and Colorado cruises by the Nashville Predators as they take them down 4-1. On the bottom side of the bracket, Edmonton take care of the Mighty Ducks in 6 games as the Western Conference Finals will be the Edmonton Oilers versus the Colorado Avalanche. I mean, there is a possibility that does happen in real life. We're not sure if Edmonton will make it there, but 2 shaky goaltenders for both Colorado and Edmonton. But the offensive firepower, I mean, no one can deny that. On the right side of the bracket, the Eastern Conference semifinals, we had Washington take down the Tampa Bay Lightning in 5 games. So completely dominated them there. I wasn't expecting that. And Toronto comes close to make it to the conference finals, but the Pittsburgh Penguins, the veterans on the Penguins, Sidney Crosby, Malkin, Chris Letang, they take them out in 7 games to set the stage of a Washington, Alexander Ovechkin versus Pittsburgh, Sidney Crosby game. Ovi versus Crosby, McDavid versus McKinnon. And for the conference finals, I'll do these individual for you guys. So the first game, Colorado takes game number 1. Washington takes game 1 of their side. Next game up here, the Edmonton Oilers, they even the series up at 1-1. Can Pittsburgh do the same? And they do. Game number 3 for Edmonton, Colorado, and Edmonton takes that one. Look at Sidney Crosby go 20 points, leading the league. In Game 3, the Pittsburgh Penguins take that one too. So a 2-1 series lead for Pittsburgh and Edmonton. Game 4, Edmonton cannot grab a 3-1 lead. Can the Pittsburgh Penguins? They can. So Washington, your backs are against the wall here. You got to win 3 straight. But back to Colorado here. Colorado wins on home ice. They have a 3-2 series lead. Can Washington fight off elimination here? They cannot, as Pittsburgh takes them out. Sidney Crosby is going back to the finals. Can Connor McDavid bring himself 1 game closer? Let's see. There it is. Game 7. Colorado, Edmonton, game number 7. We got to do a slow sim for this. We got to do a slow sim. First period, Cody Ceci gets on the board for the Edmonton Oilers. Second period, 3 goals from the Colorado Avalanche thanks to Nate Mack, Gabriel Landeskog, and Alex Newhook. Zach Hyman brings them a bit closer, scoring a power play goal, and then there's Derek Ryan to even up the game. In Game 7, 3-3, 5th power play. Unable to capitalize. McDavid, where are you? They need a goal from McDavid. Look where Derek Ryan scored also. Past the blue line. Incredible. But in Game 7, is this one going to need overtime? 3 minutes left on these 2 high-powered offenses. And we're going to overtime for game number 7. Let's continue the simulation. Who's going to be the hero? Is it going to be Draisaitl? Who was it? The Edmonton Oilers have been eliminated from the playoffs. The Colorado Avalanche have advanced from a goal from the back end, Erik Johnson, to give him a 4-3 series win and 4-3 game win. So the finals, we got the Colorado Avalanche versus the Pittsburgh Penguins. I mean, this could happen. It very much could happen. Game number 1 goes to Pittsburgh. Game 2 goes to Pittsburgh also. Is anyone going to stop them? Colorado finally gets back on the board to make it a 2-1 series, and they bounce back with 2 straight wins. So a best-of-3 series to win the Stanley Cup here, and Colorado wins another one. They have a chance to win the Stanley Cup tonight. Can they do it? They're in Pittsburgh. 3-2 series lead for the Avalanche. First period, and it's a 2-2 game. A shorthanded goal from Makar. Rantanen gets on the board, but they get one from Derek Simon and Jeff Carter. Second period, Colorado gets a goal. And here it is. Colorado, they can ice the playoffs here. A power play for Pittsburgh. Unable to capitalize. Another one. Come on, Crosby. It's not looking good. Outshoot them 28-21, but down by a goal with 5 minutes left. Can he do it? A huge penalty, and it looks like the Colorado Avalanche are the Stanley Cup champions. So if the year were to end today, playoffs start today, the Colorado Avalanche, according to NHL 22, would go on and become Stanley Cup champions. I mean, I can definitely see it. Their firepower, if their goaltender goes on a streak, they're a very good team. But let's take a look at the point leaders before we end it here. So Sidney Crosby, Jake Gensel had great years, or great playoffs, I should say. 29 points, 27. Mikko Rantanen, 25. Nate McKinnon, 25. McDavid, 22. Landeskog, 22. Evan Rodriguez played really well, 20 points, but he wasn't -5. Leon Draisaitl, 19 and 20. John Carlson, 19 and 17. A lot of good players here. What is Nazem Kadri's overall? Only 85. He should probably get an increase. There's Alexander Ovechkin, 15 in 17. Not the greatest from him. Only a 91 overall. It looks like his gone down a little bit. I'm using a custom roster, so it's all different to me. I just figured it would be fun. I'm using the top one that's available on the market right now. But that's going to do it for this video. Once again, if you celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas. Have a happy holidays. But the Colorado Avalanche, you finally won the Stanley Cup. I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, have a great day. Peace.